So another hard question I get is, why don't you just take out Ella and Eve's eyes? Gosh, that just makes me sad even thinking about it, because that's really not an option. First off, there's not really many people that specialize in the cancer that Ella and Eve have. And we actually have to travel 2 hours to a hospital that does treat it. And there's only a certain amount, probably they're scattered 5 or 6 of them around the country, that actually work with this type of cancer. So the oncologist always tells us that they treat 3 things. First is to save the life, save the eyes, then save the sight. So those are the most important things when it comes to retinoblastoma. You don't just take out the eyes. They start with chemotherapy because it helps to shrink the tumors and of course stops it from spreading to the brain, which is a risk, and spreading into the marrow. So it's important that you go through chemotherapy and other forms of treatment. Also, when you go through these forms of treatment, it stops it from this is a hard question. So it's when you go through these forms of treatment, it actually will stop it from coming back. Rather, if you just took out the eyes, it can still come back in other places. So it's helpful to go through the treatment to help possibly prevent it from coming back in the future. And Ella and Eve, even though they went through all the treatment, they still are at high risk for it coming back. But you do want to give your child a fighting chance to go through the treatment to save their sight, because you don't just pop out the eyes. I'm sorry, you don't just do that. You want to give them a fighting chance so they can see throughout their lives. Now, you can remove the eyes if you do try for a long time to get it under control and it won't come under control. Then inoculation, removal of the eye, will be explored. But until then, you have to go through the treatment in order to stop it from coming back in the future. You're at high risk for activity up until the age 5. Ella and Eve are 4, but up until the age of 5, you're at risk for coming back. And then after that, it significantly drops, but you're still at risk. So, yes, we're not going to just no, we're not taking out the eyes, sorry. And yes, we will put them through any type of treatment that they need, because we go off what our oncologist says. We go to one of the best oncologists in the world. So, sorry, taking out the eyes is not an option.